So they let me come along on the boat ride. It was good. It was the biggest boat ride I ever been on. But these mental giants managed to crash into a big rock in the middle of the ocean. And I was taken by surprise, flung out of my bunk when it hit this thing. And I scrambled up on deck with my banjo and jumped off the thing when I saw it was sinking. I didn't want to get sucked to the ocean floor. I was, as soon as I landed in the water, I knew I was in the Bermuda Triangle. Because I'm familiar with the conditions of the joint. There's a lot of seaweed around, full of weeds, kelp. The plug hole is located underneath it. That's why all the eels go back there once a year. They're having their annual meeting with the Mother Ouroboros in the center of the earth to get their next 12 months of evil instructions to carry back out in the streams and the rivers around the globe. If you see an eel around, just step on it. Well, I was making some slow progress towards no point in particular. And I began to have some difficulty with a large man of science climbing up the back of me, trying to get a breath of air for himself, using me as his flotation device. I was about the worst advertisement for flotation, but it was lucky that I still had my banjo with me. That's something you don't hear every day. Now, I put up with a lot of bad stuff about the banjo. Even drummers tell banjo jokes. That's not really fair, is it? So, as well as launching my own currency, I'm putting out a series of pamphlets. And the first pamphlet is all about banjos, restoring their good name, bringing them back to the mainstream. I know a lot of people ain't musical now, but banjo is a strange instrument that you can use it for a lot of things. If you have two banjos, for instance, you can wave down an airplane. I was wishing I had my spare with me out there in the Atlantic Ocean. You can use a banjo as a magnifying glass to look at something you ain't interested in. So I was able to repurpose this useful item and subdue this fat fucker on my back. And was very pleased to discover how buoyant he was when he stopped struggling. And so I was able to climb on board and paddle out of there. And a week or two later, I found myself on a beach in what turned out to be Gabon in West Africa. And Gabon, of course, is the land of jungles and pygmies and Chinese. They cut down the tree. They own the tree. It's their tree. They can do what they want. So that's who found me on the beach. A couple of these pygmy dudes. They come and pick me up and took me over to the village. We had a big party and they threw my clothes away. They smoke a lot of weed, the pygmies. I got kind of paranoid around them dudes. But the day or two later, they brought my banjo because they had repaired it. The skin head on it had got floppy in the ocean. It's, you can use it for paddle only short term. Anyway, they'd fixed it, and it did no wonders for my paranoia as I turned it over and over in my hands, wondering where this gleaming big white banjo head had come from out in the jungle. I hadn't learned yet that even if you scratch a black pig, he's white when you scrape him with a knife or something. And so I guess it was the real stuff, but, you know, I was a bit stretched out. I still have the banjo. It's my Christian missionary banjo. The reason being is when I dismantled it, I found a tattoo on the reverse of the skin. It says, "I love Jesus." Small little thing. Tasteful. So this here is the song. It's much less long-winded and hopefully more entertaining. It's called Jungle Blues.
Jungle Blues.